everybody. Colin Mendes is right now the head of HR for Voltas Beko, which is a JV between Voltas and uh, Arcus,
Achlik.
Archilic, right? That's right, Archilic. So, just for my understanding, Archilic is a part of what?
Achlik is a global player in home appliances,
Uh-huh.
so located in Europe,
Okay,
and almost has 30% market share in Europe.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to
So
check that out.
small and medium appliances, including larger appliances like
Right,
domestic consumer durables, if I were to broadly put it
right,
as.
right.
Yes, yes.
Great.
And I think the most famous one, which will appeal to most youngsters, is FC Barcelona.
Yeah,
So
okay, there you go.
official sponsor of FC Barcelona in
Yeah,
India as
there I can see Sandesh being so happy about it.
well.
Great. So sorry for interrupting on that, but yes. So,
Sure.
I says in his current role, Colin is building talent that brings in everybody's happiness to each household in India. Prior to this, he led human resources for domestic project group at the Voltas and was responsible for HR, capability building, compliance management and safety, and health and environment. I think very important roles. In his earlier assignment, Colin was or has also worked at the group level as well as across various industries vis-a-vis telecom, ITES, FMCG, and pharmaceuticals, covering various facets of HR at the operational and strategic level. He has led very senior leadership positions with Group HR at Tata Sons, Tata Teleservices, WNS Global Services, Bharti Airtel, and of course the Hindustan Liver and Pfizer, with specific exposure in people and change management during mergers and acquisitions. Colin also holds a bachelor's degree in commerce and a postgraduate business management degree. His expertise has been regularly sought at conferences, forums, institutions, and knowledge centers like CII, NHRDN, SHRM, People Matters, even at the World HRD Congress. And he's also spoken at IIT Delhi and other management institutes, who, of course, regularly invite him to share his perspective. Colin also has been recognized as the Great Manager Award in the year 2017 in the category Aligning Organization Vision, hosted by People Business and Economic Times. Colin loves to travel and explore new geographies. He also enjoys various games of music, various genre of music and loves singing. So, Colin, so you know what the last request is going to be, right? Great. Colin,
Absolutely.
all over to you. We
Thank
all
you.
anticipately, look forward to listening to what you have to say.
Thank you so much, and thank you for all your kind words, Rajesh. In fact, it's so exciting to see a bunch of young minds who just joined B School. I know it's your first day, and I think a lot of apprehension on your mind today when you step into B School virtually this time. And but I think it's a different model altogether, and but I think it's going to be very interesting years for you, an interesting time for this generation, an interesting time for business, an interesting time for work, and an interesting time really ahead for all of us as this new, so to say, pandemic seems to have engulfed and emerged and kind of paralyzed virtually everything that is there about. Yeah, but uh, so my what I'm trying to talk to you over the next hour or so is try and unearth certain interesting aspects of how each one of you can actually create or chart out a winning career, yeah, in the new world. Yeah, I personally believe this is a new world. It's a new paradigm. It's a new way of thinking. It's a new thought process. It's a new methodology that we will all need to undergo. It might happen that life will be back to normal, but there will be certain things that would have shifted, certain things that would have changed, and in this process, I think we will have a number of aspects that will make each one of us, if not stronger, certainly much more better. Yeah. And so I'm going to share with you a few slides. We'll try and keep it as interactive as possible. The purpose of my slides was more because, you know, sometimes visually we can understand things better. We will continue to speak, we'll continue to talk to you over the next an hour. And feel free to, jot down questions. We will take it towards the end of the session. And uh, stay tuned to the end of the session, because it's going to be a big surprise towards the end, and I'm going to test each one of your creativity towards the end of the session. So that's going to be an excitement between 1 to 1:15. Okay, so if that's good with all of you, I'll quickly share my slides, and we'll get on to having our discussion, right? Okay, I just wanted to check if the slides are visible to each one of you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you so much. Okay, so feel free to talk, in case if you want, you can unmute yourself if required. And also, I'm going to keep the chat box open somewhere. Just give me a moment so that I am able to set up my screen. Okay. Okay, cool. Great, guys. So if we are all ready to go on a super race, just going to be, you just started your career. So that's the race that you're just going to start. And I think it's going to be a winning career for you starting today and starting for the next few years, that will actually emerge stronger. And whether whichever car you want to drive, whether it's the red car, the blue car, the car that has a different shape, different size, a different nose, it's going to be interesting, because whichever car you choose, what's important, what's the plan, how do you navigate yourself, how you drive effectively, and how you are going to be are you going to emerge as a winner. So we're going to really talk about how you're going to be a stronger and a better and a winner in the next 1 year, in the next an hour, right? Okay, so with that background, I just wanted to put out a little disclaimer. These are my views. Of course, it doesn't represent the organization I'm working with, so it's purely my views and what I feel and what I believe. And I'd like to share some of these views with you. Some of these are research that I have done on my own, and of course have qualified the various sources of research. So I think that will help you understand better. Yeah. So let me start with the past 125 days, okay, have broken all stereotypes across. It's given us a new perspective to look at new things, really, yeah. And today we are witnessing the transition, right? The transition where the government and the private sector are building stronger business continuity plans to tackle this situation, yeah. For some organizations, yeah, it's near-term survival is the only agenda for the day. Others are really looking through the fog of uncertainty that's actually emerging there, and thinking about how to position themselves in this crisis and how to make things return back to normal. Yeah. The question that all of us is there in each one of our mind is, how will things be after the global pandemic? And I think in each one of your minds, once you complete your management graduation, what will this be a situation post the pandemic? And I think that's what I will try and unearth to you in this next 45 minutes to an hour, because I truly believe it is what we experience today that will have a lasting impression in our mind and in the way and in our behavior for the future. Yeah. So with that, I want to start with that what I would say, the new normal. Okay, and I think it's been largely spoken about the new normal or the new way of working. So whatever you want to call it, but I think it will be influenced by, I think, 3 key factors. Yeah, there will be workplace, there will be workforce, and there will be technology, certainly. And I think all of us have seen the power of technology in the last 125 days. Yeah. Today, we are doing a virtual conference. We're doing a virtual meeting on a screen. And I would have loved to meet each one of you in person and see your smiling faces while I can still see them on the screen. But the magic of being in front of you is very, very different from being behind the screen. Yeah, but we'll still make the most of it and have the most of fun and just feel that we are right in front of each other, right? So that's the whole paradigm, and I want to talk about really what is the biggest thing that's actually shaped our future. Yeah, I'm just going to talk about one of the key things that's actually troubling each one of our minds. Yeah, so how much can a virus really change? Yeah, you thought about it? It's changed the future of travel. Yeah, look what's happened to the travel industry. The entire industry is going on through so much of change. It's changed the future of food, where we love to go out and dine in our favorite restaurant. Now we are a little bit apprehensive in our mind whether, it is the right place to eat, if the food is hygienic, and so on and so forth. It's changed the future of sport. I don't know whether you watched this video, but I watched this video online, or I've even watched this video in one of the TV channels, where it shows that there are people, there are teams playing together, but there are no spectators. Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, it's changed the future of shopping. Yeah, we all now prefer to buy online because offline stores aren't open. Some of them have started to open, and some of us have tried to go and buy it by shopping, but go to stores and shop. But however, there's a lot of things that goes into our mind when we are actually shopping towards the now. We're a little more careful than we were earlier. We wouldn't go to a store and try clothes that possibly would have been worn maybe by someone else before. We don't know how long back, and whether it was sanitized thereafter, and so on and so forth. So there's so much of thought process that's actually happening. And of course, the biggest thing that today I'm going to talk to you and talk to each one of you is the future of work, really, and how this entire thing is going to influence the future of work, the future of how we're going to work, the future of working with each other, the future of working in a different normal place. Yeah. So virtually, as you can see, almost everything has been put on a pause, stroke, slow move, go forward. Yeah. So while I talk to you about all that's happening, today we have this situation, and tomorrow the situation will change. Life will be back to normal. We'll all be removing our face mask, and we'll all be smiling better at each other and recognizing each other better. But the things are, there are certain things that we will learn inherently from this entire pandemic. Yeah, and I'm going to pick up on only those good points that this particular situation has taken us through. Yeah, and I think that it's important to learn some of the important aspects. Yeah, so assuming that in the next very soon we'll be over and done with this, and life will be back to normal. But there will be certain redesigns that will take place in the workspace, in the workforce space, in the workplace, and of course in technology. So let me deal with one of these each. Yeah. The first part of it is on workforce. Yeah. So you look at what's really happening. There is an increasing focus to redesign and reimagine jobs. So whatever jobs were there, we'll have to look at redesigning and those kind of jobs. What is the focus really? The focus really is to ensure that we are able to enhance productivity to the largest extent. Yeah. So organizations that were really designed in a particular fashion earlier will try and look at a new method of designing those jobs. And why? Because there will be a huge change in the entire arrangement at the workforce. Yeah. The second is about recalibrating expectations. So reskilling at the speed and scale. Yeah. So today we are moving at a particular pace earlier, and then suddenly during the pandemic the pace has kind of slowed down. But I think it's very important that as we slow down, we also start taking off in some way. And for that, it's important that we need to reskill the current workforce to make it more relevant. So reskilling at a particular speed and scale will make us actually more relevant as we go forward. Yeah. The next aspect is about the entire model of employment. Yeah. and I will talk to you about this entire model of employment, how there would be more kind of jobs that will be contractual and gig related employment that will take place. And why? Because organizations need to be looking at more productivity. So what does it really mean for each one of you? It means more opportunity for employment in different formats. There will be new formats of employment. And as I go along my presentation, I will talk to you of what organizations are toying with in terms of employment formats. Yeah. Leadership skills will also need to be rejigged with work, ensuring how do we really manage with different type of remote skills that are there. So that I think is going to be a key. And today I can see the leadership team of your institution who are also really managing all of you who are in diverse locations and diverse places, ensuring that we are able to stay connected, stay glued, stay engaged. And I think that is a very key skill of leadership that is going to make that big change. Yeah. Workplace. So the workplace also will undergo certain types of change. And as you can see over here, there will be virtual collaboration tools. Today we are talking on one. I mean, it's the most popular virtual collaboration tool, Zoom, that actually brings so many lives together who are very, very geographically dispersed in different locations. Asynchronized learning. So learning will also undergo a methodology of change. Yeah. Today, as you can see, we are learning in an environment that is digital, right? So I'm helping share my perspective of how learning will actually change. Yeah. And I think we all need to be alive and receptive to this new format of learning, because I think that's going to be a method where a lot of organizations and a lot of institutions will start increasingly adopting as we go forward. Yeah. There will be a focus also on employee well-being. Yeah. As all of us are dispersed, located, it's important to focus on how teams are working together effectively. So there will be an increasing focus on that. There will be, of course, a huge infrastructure cost that the companies will undergo change, saving. So that's something that actually organizations are rejigging. How do they really look at saving infrastructure cost to that extent? Yeah. I must tell you a very interesting message that I received from a very large hospitality hotel, yeah, in one of the units. They actually are now offering their space for work environment. Yeah. So they are also converting certain of their places where they similar like companies like WeWork. So they're giving opportunities for organizations who want flexible workspaces. So hotels are now moving into opportunities like that. It's a very interesting concept, trying to make the most of what you can do currently. Yeah. And of course, this is going to have a huge impact on employee morale and employee productivity as we go forward. Yeah. The third is all about technology, and I think this is something that's really got accelerated over the last 125 days, where we have clearly seen for each other that technology has actually been the biggest revolution in the last 3 to 4 months. We've all gotten not only adapted, but we've got addicted by technology now. Yeah, we did have that addiction to some extent, but I think that addiction has got hugely accelerated. Yeah, but I think beyond using technology, the important aspect is how do we maintain productivity? Yeah, so while people are sitting behind screens and working together, ensuring that people are constantly productive is also very, very important in today's DNA age. The aspect of collaborating, so there are collaborative tools like Zoom and so on and so forth, that I think is made huge impact. Automation, of course, will gain huge amount of momentum. And, today, even factories, like I'll give you an example of the factory where we operate in Sanand in Gujarat. We're focusing on more and more automation so that to the extent possible, we will accelerate our digital journey and our automation journey going forward. Yeah. And the last one is on the entire spend on IT infrastructure will actually outpace everything that will make a difference. Yeah. So really, what does it all mean for all of us? It's really technology that's redefined horizons. And actually, this has enabled a new age of networked, knowledge employees. Yeah. And here is where I want to talk to you about how technology is going to make a bigger difference going forward for each one of us. So look at technology, and you see today, technology is going to focus on large use of AI. Yeah. And I know you might be reading a lot about it and talking a lot about it, but what does AI do? Yeah, it's not talking about eliminating, it's talking about creating new opportunities. Yeah. So while it might eliminate certain tasks and certain jobs or roles, it will create larger opportunities, larger roles for us to do. I think that's the very important. So we need to embrace technology and look at technology as a strong enabler and a creator of more complex work environments. Yeah. The second is about reconstruction of jobs. So ensuring that jobs are going through reconstruction and jobs will be far more relevant in today's DNA age. The third is about ensuring that there is cognitive automation for repeated processes of data. There is data-based decision making. So what happens is, today when I need to take a decision on any specific point, I have data that is there in front of me that will help me take the right decision. So that I think is very, very important. Yeah. And there will be a balance between standardization, customization, and personal experience. Yeah, everyone likes something that's personalized. You like something that's relevant from you. How do you feel if you're walking into a mall with a particular T-shirt and someone else is wearing the same T-shirt? Oh, okay. So you'll say that oh, okay. So this we bought it from the same store. Yeah. But how does it feel that if you're wearing something that's very unique, very designer, very limited edition, it gives you that wow factor. It feels that wow, you're different from the rest. Yeah. So personalization is going to be key, and therefore, from an employee perspective, driving stronger personalization is going to make a difference going forward. So there will be a gap between standardization of technology and organization policies and processes and what the employee is really expecting. And I think as organizations and institutions also, it's important to try and bridge that gap and make personalization far more important and relevant. It's always true that, if I do something that's relevant for me or relevant for you, you will be more excited about it. Yeah. Yeah, if I made a presentation that's relevant for everyone, you'll say, okay, that's fine. But if I'm talking to specifically you, wow, you'll say, okay, great, I'm so happy about it. Yeah. So what does this mean really what does digital transformation really mean for today's consumer? And I think it's very important for us to understand that aspect. Yeah. I think today technology is transforming not only the society, the business as well as the consumers. And I think it's important that we understand this, that it is important that it's disrupting both models, both business to business and business to consumer. And so therefore, the focus is going to be on selling and buying products to move to really solutions. So it's going to move from productization to solutions. Again, what's the point? The point is all about customization, all about solutions. Solutions are specifically for you and me. Yeah. So if you look at the graph below, from an employee perspective, the employees are expecting more in the earlier slide. From the customer perspective, customers are expecting much more. And so therefore, more and more solutions that are personalized for you will continue and be more and more relevant. So therefore, we need to embrace that digital really is not really a thing, it's a way of doing things. Yeah. I want to pause here and do a small little example to help you, each one of you understand. Yeah, each one of you understand. And the example is about 3D printing. Yeah. Now, if you understand this model, if you can see, traditional supply chain really had 6 steps in the entire process. Started from raw material until the time it reached consumer, it had 4 different steps in between. Yeah. And if you look at the new model, the new supply chain model starts with raw material, goes to design and 3D printing, and then it's straight to the consumer. Yeah. So the entire use of technology has today disrupted the value chain. What does that mean? It's also disrupted organization structures, organization processes, and revenue models, and the entire business, so to say. Yeah. So therefore, it's important for us to understand if this is going to be the way forward, if this is going to be the way forward for new design and customization, and therefore far more superior pricing to the consumer, I think that is where it will make a big difference. So I want to now show you a very interesting graph, and an interesting graph that actually talks about what was the scenario 2 years ago, what is the scenario today, and what is the scenario 2 years ahead. Yeah. Very interesting, because it clearly shows why the growth via digital, which was last on the agenda, is today second on the agenda, and the next 2 years is going to be the topmost perspective on the agenda. Yeah. Of course, there are other important aspects of cost reduction, productivity, customer engagement, and regulatory and compliances. But I think the point to be noted that growth via digital is going to be the biggest game changer for the future. And that's the focus of today's conversation, that how do we as students of tomorrow, and as you step into the corporate world going forward, how are you really alive to embracing digital technology going forward? Yeah. And so therefore, it's going to really reshape the way things are even made. Yeah. And I want to illustrate a few points from the BCG group that talks about 9 technology advances that are going to be foundation blocks for industry. Yeah. And I think most of you probably would have read about it. Industry 4.0, which is the vision for industrial production of the future. It focuses on augmented reality, cloud, cybersecurity, simulations, robotics, big data analytics, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and I'm sure some of you are aware of this, but I think this is what will reshape the way things are made. Yeah, and which means, what does it mean for each one of us? There will be a need for huge amount of skill disruption. Yeah? And India, I think, has moved very quickly on that journey of skill disruption. And I want to show you how that journey has been thus far in the last 5 years. Here's a very interesting aspect on skill disruption. Yeah, and you can see India is highlighted, which is at 42% of above the average disruption level, which is significant in terms of how it is versus some of the progressive countries across the world. Yeah, and if you look at skill disruption, even including across industry, yeah, you will see aspects like mobility, infrastructure, financial services, again above the line. Yeah, which is a very interesting aspect. So, which means that slowly but surely, the average skill disruption will start increasing to a very large extent. And this is very interesting report that I picked up from the Future of Jobs from the World Economic Forum, that I thought it was very important to share with each one of you, how this will make a big difference going forward. Yeah. So while all this takes place, there will be a huge impact. And this impact, of course, will be on both the environment, and the impact will be on technology or for employees. And here I wanted to focus on 2 aspects that will actually have a resultant impact on each one of you, yeah, or each one of the employees that walk into corporate life. I think there will be a huge disconnect as life goes on. There will be a huge disconnect within the own role and the company strategy. And so therefore, it is very important that leaders of the organization and employees make a conscious attempt to really bring back that disconnect and bring back the organization closer. There will be today, as you're all feeling, but it's not so. It's a feeling sometimes that some of us grow in our mind, that is there an uncertainty, feeling of uncertainty. Well, will this pandemic be over? We also feel there's a feeling of abandonment. We're all cooped up in our own houses, own rooms, away from our college life and campus life, which we would have loved to enjoy. There will be certain skills that will become redundant. Yeah. There will be certain jobs that will also turn redundant. There will be a balance between a pace of change versus pace of upskilling. And of course, sometimes there will be a reluctance to relearn and upskill. Yeah. So these are things that will go on in people's mind. And I thought it's important to bring that to your mind, because I think it's important for each one of us to really understand that in case any of these thoughts come through your mind, how do we make that, how do we really scheme out of it and make it more relevant for the future? Yeah. Which means what happens to all of this? What happens to environment? What happens to technology? This pandemic will give rise to 5 shifts. Yeah. And there will be a shift in outsourcing. What does that mean? Larger economies will look at low cost outsourcing solutions for non-core items, like for example, IT, finance, and so on. They will try and outsource that. There will be a shift in supply chains where the global buyers will start shifting, maybe possibly to India, to source things like ceramics, home furniture, home fashion, lifestyle goods, etc., etc. There will also be a shift in manufacturing, where large foreign manufacturers will want to relocate their production to India, yeah? A country that they see as an alternative. So what does it mean for each one of you? Yeah, it means larger opportunity. Yeah, and of course there will be inquiries. There have been inquiries from Japan, United States, South Korea, and the Indian government is actually moving very quickly to lure businesses leaving from other countries, and with seamless land acquisition policies. And I'll come and talk to you in a little bit about that in detail. Yeah, there will be a shift to localize. Yeah, where the government is now looking at proposing higher import duties for more than 300 different types of products, and therefore to provide an opportunity to localize. And there will be a shift in the consumer psychology. I think the biggest shift that really happens, where you will see alternative behavior that will really start to emerge. Yeah, especially towards markets, certain markets, certain products, certain solutions, which will make a bigger impact. Yeah, and of course, the Prime Minister has been talking about it, Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is what the focus is going to be. That how do we emerge as a stronger India? How do we emerge as a stronger country? How do we emerge as a self-reliant India? Yeah. With all these shifts, there will also be a shift in the workforce. Yeah. And so, what does it mean for our workforce today? Yeah. Very important for each one of you to understand. There will be virtually different categories of workforce. There will be people who are on rolls, there will be people on contract, there will be trainees, which is pretty much the solution today. But there will also be new roles that will emerge. Yeah, there will be hybrid workforce. There will be a workforce that will have people from different that will work on different assignments. There will be people who will be working on site, that will need to be working on site, typically like manufacturing industry, where you will have people working on site. You will have people working virtually, and you will have a new segment of people that will continue to work virtually, because that is going to be a new methodology of working. There will be flexible roles, where you will have people who are working on flexible roles, flexible hours, so they can modulate both personal and official work together. Yeah, and there will be, of course, gig workers that will emerge even more stronger and deeper as organizations look for more and more flexibility going by. Yeah. So what does it mean for each one of you? It poses an opportunity of more variety. Okay, it poses an opportunity to look at more variety in terms of employment, more variety in terms of work pattern, and more variety in terms of how do you really manage in a situation like this. Yeah. If I want to give you a quick snapshot of India, and I picked this up from a McKinsey report, I think that's very important. The impact has been quite tough across almost all industries. And if you can look at this chart, it shows a negative impact almost across every industry. But Having said that, there will be sectors that will have a possible uptick. Yeah, sectors that will be possibly very different from how they have been in the past. Yeah, and this, to my mind, would be sectors like digital and internet, where you will see a lot of more online based services and provide service companies that will be there. You will see education technology and online education becoming more and more relevant, which is today something that you're experiencing. Your shopping, your groceries will all move to online. Yeah, and today I think all of us are purchasing from that methodology. And of course, there will be a spike in demand of content, where there will be more and more content that will be digital. So you'll have spike in things like Netflix and Amazon Prime, where people will look for more and more digital content. There will be, of course, a huge uptick for FMCG, consumer products, retail-based, food-based retail stores, because that is something that people will want to continue to eat and survive and be far more productive. Specialty chemicals like disinfectants, drugs, medicines will continue to grow, and of course, pharma will continue to grow in the near and long term. Yeah. This is obviously so because this is what we're experiencing today, and therefore, this is something that will continue to be larger as we go forward. Yeah, but of course, from a very broad macros level, I want to talk about what the government is doing, which I spoke about very briefly earlier, to really lure foreign investors. Yeah. And sometime back, I picked up this article. It's about rebuilding India and rejuvenating India, an opportunity that the government sees. Yeah. So as you can see over here, the India is offering the land twice the size of Luxembourg to firms that are leaving other countries. So look at what the government is doing. Yeah. It is focusing on promoting manufacturing. Yeah, which is in electrical, pharmaceuticals, medical devices, electronics, heavy engineering, solar equipment, food processing, chemicals, and textiles. So various industries are undergoing a lot of promotion in manufacturing. So what does it mean for each one of you? It's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity. New and more industries will come into the country. We will promote manufacturing, and manufacturing will be the employment engine going forward. Yeah. And so therefore, a thought that I want to leave with each one of you at this point in time is manufacturing is the core of employment. Of course, I'm not saying that services are not important, but it is the core. And the government is putting in a lot of money to build infrastructure to ensure that this core of employment stays up, relevant, and is alive in today's scheme of things. Yeah. And so the road ahead is going to have really 5 pillars, yeah, of self-reliant India. There will be a focus on economy. There's going to be a focus on infrastructure, focus on systems, a focus on demography. So how do we really spread the stuff? And there is going to be a huge focus on demand, which is basically on creating that infrastructure of supply and demand. Yeah. And India will really play a reviving role today in the global revival process, and I think that is going to be a key for each one of us, including each one of you, that as India plays a leading role over here, it will be it will be better days ahead for each one of us. It will be an opportunity for industry to go back and hire the best talent from the industry. Yeah. So with that backdrop, I want to just focus on 2 aspects that what companies are doing right now. They're focusing on various measures, including safety, which is basically on people-related measures, which is on safety and physical, emotional well-being. They're focusing on cost containment. Yeah, they're focusing on product repurposing, resizing the industry and the talent pool, and of course, they're focusing on motivating and retaining survivors that are there. So I think we are all seeing that today. Yeah. The other aspect that it is focusing on, besides people, organizations are focusing on the future. Yeah, which is on investing into new business models, investing into innovation, using the power of data to make it faster, yeah, and smarter decisions, and connecting geographically dispersed employees and breaking down silos. So that's actually going to be a big important area. So, yeah. So what does it? Where can really people like you, yeah, who are starting off your career, really look at improving going forward? And here I want to focus on some areas, and I'm looking at various aspects of customer service. What is the important aspect over here? The attention to detail is is going to be more and more critical. Okay, making high quality decisions is going to be critical. Okay, communicating clearly is going to be very critical. So whichever role that you take once you finish your MBA program, these are entry level. These are areas where employees, where once you step into the corporate arena, these are areas to really focus on. Yeah. Look at the sales function. How do you present information? Yeah. How do you negotiate with others? Yeah. To achieve an outcome that is reliable? Or how do you pay attention to detail? Yeah. And I can see one aspect is, attention to detail is going to be more and more important and more relevant going forward. Yeah. Look at finance, the finance function, for example, staying up and relevant to the data that's important for today. Yeah. Or let us say for IT function, again, staying up to date to quick changes that are taking place and that are relevant, and handling multiple projects. Yeah. So I think for each one of you, really staying relevant and having attention to high amount of detail is going to be a key aspect going forward. Yeah. And so therefore, with this backdrop, how do you really future-proof yourself? Yeah. Yeah. And here I want to talk about 4 aspects. Whether you want to become a generalist or a specialist is going to be a key. Yeah. And I want to really advise you that it's important at this stage, as you step into your corporate life, expose yourself to different responsibilities, not only at corporate life, but even at the campus area. Yeah. You may have an opportunity to take a leadership role in leading a particular initiative, So really go that way, go that extra mile, spend some time in exposing yourself to different initiatives or responsibilities that are there. Learn at least one missing skill that you feel is required. Yeah. Spend at least maybe a few hours a week, spend that time. I think that will really build a long-term habit for yourself. Yeah. So we have this opportunity today, in fact, for me, even today, because, today, when the days when I work from home, on alternative week, I work from my factory at Gujarat. But when I work from home, I've saved actually, totally every day, 2.5 hours of travel. Yeah, because I'm not traveling to office and traveling back, or maybe 2 hours of travel. Those 2 hours that I'm actually saving, if I can actually utilize it in developing myself in something that maybe I felt was missing, that is win-win for me going forward. So if I can spend some time in doing that, I'm sure each one of you can carve out that time from your entire schedule. Wake up maybe 30 minutes early in the morning and read an interesting article about something that you like, or something that even you want to know more about. Spend some time, even if you like, read about history. It gives you a great perspective of what happened earlier. I love reading about that. Yeah. The second is about knowledge versus application. How do you really balance between whatever you learn in school or college and convert it into an outcome. Yeah. Okay. And converting it what new really can work going forward. The third is about team versus individual contributions. You'll have people from different backgrounds working on a solution together. Let me give you an example. Today, all of us are working, are learning virtually, right? I'm sure there will be opportunity which the management team of the institution will come by, and they will create an opportunity where you can actually create solutions together. Yeah. I think this will really bring out the best in each one of you, because each one's different perspective will make it far more stronger going forward. Yeah. And of course, the new habit or the new frames versus the existing frames, which talks about quickly learning, continuous and quickly learning, so that you're also unlearning certain things that are there. Yeah, yeah. And really dropping the mental frames and learning from scratch. Sometimes a lot of us, we feel that, hey, I don't want to keep doing this, I want to do something that's relevant, or something that is this is not meant for me. I want to do something that's different for me. So I think dropping that aspect of unlearning something and learning something new will really matter, and will future proof you for the way forward. Yeah. So the habit of always wanting to look Instagram good will continue to be in each one of us, because we always want to look good in a frame. We want to look good in a picture. We want to, post the best pictures on Instagram, because we feel, wow, that's where we get the highest recognition. Yeah. But that's that's very important, and that's something that we will truly enjoy, and it brings a bigger smile on our face, which I can see in some of you. And I think it's important that, while we smile better, we enjoy better, we also make ourselves more relevant for the future. Yeah. And I think some of you might be coming from an engineering background. I must comment that, engineers are trained to think mathematically, incrementally, and also rationally to that extent. And so therefore, it's important that, you have a great blend of the right people who are able to contribute to each of your success. Yeah. And while we come towards the end of this session, we're almost around 1:15, and I will, 1 o'clock, I will take a little more time and talking through a few more slides, and then we'll have an interesting closure to this. How do we really emerge stronger with the new normal mindset? I think the first important thing is to embrace change. Very, very important. I think we're all embracing change. I completely enjoy this new method, this new life. I think it's interesting. Enjoy everything of it. Acquire new skills. I spend about a few hours. I personally do that whenever I have that time and that moment. Focus on communication. How do you communicate your point? How do you make it more interesting to each one of you? Score some quick wins and define what success looks like. So if, I say that, okay, guys, let's do this. And, okay, we had a great inauguration ceremony. And, I think we all learned and adopted something that's interesting. Score that win. Say, I think the entire team that put this together, should applaud themselves, on another Zoom call. That's the great way to say, define success and celebrate success really well. And of course, the last one is, define a process to adopt. So, everything that we do, there must be something that we must do well. Yeah. And we must have a defined process that, okay, if we do this, we can do it as per a particular schedule. Yeah. So while we emerge stronger, it's for the new normal, it's also important to reimagine ourselves on the flip side. And I want to talk about on the other side, while we are all sitting and at homes or in our own residence or remotely, how do we really create a whole new routine for each other? Yeah. Create a whole new routine for yourself, because I think this is something that will make you strong. It will help you balance between, your day. Focus on inculcating at least one new habit, something that you want to do. Yeah, whether it means like you want to work together, or you do something, any new habit, even if you want to play an instrument. Yeah, try singing, playing an instrument, all that's cool. Even look at, focusing on experiment on some culinary skills. You probably never cooked for yourself in your life. Probably you can try and do that. Stay fit, exercise, I think, and do the new. I think these are really key to really survive, not only to survive, but to be more resilient and to thrive in the near future. Yeah. So what will be the scenario in the shape of things to come? Some thoughts. Distances will continue to grow. There will be greater need for resilience and efficiency, because as we are able to save time, efficiency is going to be key. The economy will move to a large extent contact free. There will be an increased government and economic interventions that, as we are seeing, very rapidly, there will be a number of interventions from the government side. And There will be more and more business scrutiny, so there will be a larger amount of scrutiny that will happen to ensure that organizations are profitable and relevant. And of course, there will be a change in the industry structures, consumer behavior, market, and sector attractiveness. Yeah. So which means to all of us, there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. There will be light that will emerge for each one of us, and we will be far more. The economy will actually shape new habits and new regulations for each one of us. Yeah. So really, what will happen? It will change how we eat, how we work, how we shop, how we exercise, how we manage our health, how we socialize, and how we spend our free time. Virtually almost everything. Yeah. So this is something that I picked. This is a picture from your website. Yeah. Which some of you may be familiar, but I'm sure it's not the current batch. Maybe at some point in time, if I'm doing a similar session for your institution, I might have some of your photographs pictured. So this is a picture of your senior students who are there. And I want to tell you that there will be better days ahead. You can see great smiles from this picture. And I'm sure that I will see this picture of each one of you in a similar avatar, enjoying, smiling together with that same sporty look on your face. And why? Because there will be better days ahead. The infrastructure will grow to a very large extent. There will be environments, entertainment and travel tourism will all be back. There will be a focus, as I mentioned, on cement, transportation, and infrastructure, as well as the world will adopt a number of environment-friendly ways to live going forward. Yeah. So that I think is going to be key. And with that, I come to certain rules that I wanted to help you with to make a winning career ahead. Yeah. As we reach the end of the race, when we started the race, there emerges someone who will be a winner. And I think if you want to be a winner, you need to keep in mind four of these five aspects. The first one is about looking beyond what's visible. Yeah. Yeah. Not many times we are able to see what we see, but sometimes do we look beyond the horizon? Do we look beyond what is visible? And I think it's important for each one of us to try and look beyond that. The second is about agility. How agile are we to the current scenario? Yeah. How agile are we in today's scenario, and how quick are we to quickly move to change? The third is on passion, where you need to bring out that passion, and that passion in everything that you do. Make that your superpower. Yeah, make that your superpower so that you enjoy and you have that same zeal and passion in everything that you do. Yeah, mistakes will of course be a new beginning for you. You will continue to make mistakes. We all made mistakes. Today you see the mistakes that were made by the countries of origin of coronavirus. It's a mistake that each one of us are incurring. But we will make those mistakes, and we will be out of those mistakes. So that will continue to be there. And of course there will be you need to continue to focus on discovering yourself. Yeah. So with that, I think we reached the end of the race. And as I promised, it's exactly 1 o'clock. We've got a few minutes more for a very, very interesting game. So is each one of you ready for this game? Yeah, if all of you are ready, yes. Super, great. Super, great. So if you're all ready for this game, I'm going to have a nice, small, short game. It's not a very long game. And we'll do this. If you guys can use the chat, it'll be fun. Those who are from your mobile phone, very easy. You can quickly move to the chat tab. Look at what I'm going to show you on the screen and type out whatever you feel is in your mind. Okay. So I'm going to do this in something that almost all of you do. And I've also gotten the same habit to do it, which is a very interesting game that I'm going to play. I'm sure you've all watched this on TV. It's time to play the rapid fire round. Yeah. Okay. So if all of you guys are ready, I'm sure all of you have watched Kejo's serial Coffee with Karan. And I think fun serial. I think almost every time he brings a celebrity on, it is a different perspective and a different amount of fun that each celebrity brings in. So you guys are all my celebrities. Yeah. And I'm going to play this game with you. I'm going to take over Kejo's role and play this game with you, if that's good. And I will look forward to all the celebrity answers from all of you. Okay, so let's do coffee with and cream with Colin. So that's a little different in the game. Okay, so I'm adding a little bit of cream because we Indians love a lot of sugar, a lot of cream, and that's what makes our coffee more delicious. I know it will be more fun. So here goes the game. Very simple game. Okay, you got to use the chat window, guys. I'm going to start the game. It's got to be rapid fire. Okay, rapid means quick. Type out. I know you're all very great, very quick in typing nowadays. You know, before you think you type nowadays. So that's what happens. So type out your answer in the chat box, and I'm going to show you an image that will come up. You got to hashtag this image. Yeah. A lot of you, I'm sure, hashtag it on any of your social network channels, whether it's on Instagram or it's on Twitter or wherever it is. So here goes. Okay, so here starts the first one. You got to hashtag this picture. And I'm waiting for the chat. Okay, I'm just trying to see whether I can see the chat. Oops.
You already got, I think, half a dozen people. You got Afreen saying yoga. You got Murshid saying yoga.
Okay, I'm sorry, I can't see the chat, so I'm unable to see.
Yeah, so say I think the first one to answer was Afreen. She says hashtag yoga. Then we had Murshid who said yoga, hashtag yoga. Then Momita, yoga. And Shafak, Kritisha. Then somebody says, Smita says healthy lifestyle.
Healthy lifestyle. Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah, and then we have Ahmed again saying yoga. Then Siddesh yoga. Chandrika again yoga. Then we have Afreen again saying hashtag fit. Then we have Priyanjali saying fitness life, and Harsh again saying fitness. Again, we have a lot of yogas. Then Aniket is focusing on the right person. I think she's saying hashtag Shilpa Shetty. And then then Dipshita says being fit. And again, Ibrahim again says fitness. Bhavna says yoga pose. Bimal says yoga, hashtag healthy life. Again, fitness from Shraddha. Smita says fitness freak. And Pinky again says hashtag yoga. I don't know who Redmi is, but I'm sure he or she will know who that is. Stay healthy. Ankit again says fit life. Rita says yoga for life. I think it's more of okay. Then we have one more which is different, which is Malika says Malaika says fitness goals.
Lovely. Okay.
Yep.
So great. I think it's I'm sure anyone who has seen who knows this pose, it's certainly a yoga pose. But I think I'm focusing more beyond the yoga and the pose. I'm focusing on super flexibility. Yeah. And the way I see this, it's all about super flexibility. Yeah. Why am I emphasizing on this today? I think that's the need of the hour today. Yeah. How do we really how flexible are we in today's scenario? How are we able to manage time? How are we the flexibility of managing time, the flexibility of managing money, the flexibility of managing people. Yeah, I think these are three key areas to ensure that as you step onto the corporate ladder, and you will be able to manage flexibility far more, and you need to be more super flexible to be more and more relevant for the future. So I think this is the important aspect in this one. I'm going to do the next one very quickly. And I'm sorry, I can't see the chat for some reason. So, yeah, I mean,
don't worry, Colin. I'll update you on that.
Thank you. Yeah, and only the ones that are different. So that will.
Yeah. I got that. Yeah.
Super, great. Okay, so here goes the next one. Hashtag this picture. The more the creative, the more the fun, and it has to be rapid. Okay, rapid fire. Whatever comes first in your mind, it has to go onto your screen. So So just keep on writing. I would love to do this in person. It's more fun, but we'll
Yeah.
do it. We'll do it digital. No worries.
So I think Murshid started off with saying Alien One or Align
Sorry.
One. Murshid says Alien One or Align One. I think he probably meant Align One or Alien
No,
One.
sir. All in one.
All in one. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sir.
All in
Oh,
one.
okay, got it, got it. Okay,
All in one. All in one. Okay.
okay.
Thanks,
All
Shil.
in one. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank
And then there is self-defense. Then we have multi-purpose. We have multitasking. We have somebody saying daily hack. Then again multi. Then okay. Somebody says screwed up. Okay.
Yeah.
And we have a nail cutter. We have multi-purpose again. And I think all in one has been done. All rounder, hard work. Somebody says challenges. Rita says, yeah, Rita says challenges. Then Amish says safety tool. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's where it is.
Okay, super, super, super. So thanks a lot for all the creativity, and I think some of you got it very close. And the way I see it, this is all about hashtag versatility. Yeah, and I think this is very important today when each one of us are juggling so many priorities. Yeah, multi-skilling is going to be very important. Yeah, and as you can see in this particular device, it has got so many skills that one item can do. Yeah, so multi-skilling is going to be very, very key, and ensuring that you're able to juggle it and use it for multi-purpose is going to be very important. So multi-skilling, versatility is going to be key. Yeah. So here goes the next one.
So yeah, I think we've got clear vision coming in. We have vision, then we have clarity from Nisha, and then we have focus, a lot of focus from Pratisha, Ishita, Aditya. Then we have clear vision again, yeah, optimism from Shafak, optimism again from, I think I'm repeating Shafak again, yeah. Again, a lot of focus, a lot of clear visions, clarity again from Malaika. Yeah, I think it's more on focus and clarity that people have. Okay, somebody says future vision,
Super.
prioritized goals. Yeah, boat. Oh, somebody says boat on the sea. Yeah, that's bullshit. Bullshit says boat on the sea. Then
Yeah,
somebody
it is
says,
fine. It's whatever you see. Whatever you
yeah,
see, you can
yeah.
put.
Then there's perspective. Then there is zoom clarity, remarkable, futuristic, eagle eye view. Ishita says eagle eye view. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. I think a number of you picked up an interesting point is which is staying focused. Yeah, and I think this is very important message that I wanted to give to each one of you. As there are so many distractions that are currently there. I think it's important for us to stay focused on what is our agenda for today. And if we are here to sign up, we have signed up for a management program. We need to stay focused on completing the program and doing it well and come and passing out with great colors. That is more relevant. The best will come, and let's not let the current distraction really distract us from where we are. Yeah. Okay, so I'll do one more hashtag this picture.
So we have checkmate. We have mind games. We have strategy. We have competition. We have competitors. We have somebody saying, Shafak says, smart move, winner, intelligent, concentrate, focused, wazir, mindset smart, smart move, progressive growth, play smart, challenging move, choose your move, observant, ground of war. brain game, finding opportunity, right move at the right time, make the right move.
Lovely.
Yeah,
I think great. I think pretty much what I had in mind too. But I think making the right move is all about taking swift decisions.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And today, as almost all of you would have seen in today's scenario, it's important to take a decision on the spot at the right time. And I think it will push each one of us to take that right decision today. And I think so for each one of you, it's important to whatever decisions you take, let it not distract you. Take those quick decisions and move forward after you've taken that decision. Yeah. So really, how do you switch gears? How do you ensure that you're able to do real time management? That I think is important, and I think this game really brings out the best in each one of you. And I think the last one that I want to show to each one of you and is to hashtag this picture.
you've got peace, relax, choose the right path, beauty with nature, right path, decision, nature, eternal satisfaction, silence, correct way, peace of mind, choose right way, don't get diverted, silence, follow the path. Yeah,
Super, super, great,
yeah,
great. I
follow
think
passion. Yeah,
yeah, great. I think all of you got it in some way. What I had in mind as well. But I think it's all about in life or in your journey, you will come across a path, and sometimes there is a road less traveled. Yeah, yeah. There is a clear path that appears to be the best path and the best road, and you will tend to take that. But sometimes you need to take the road less traveled. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
we're probably some or most of us are probably living in that current scenario, which none of us have traveled through this part. We don't know how it is. We've probably been forced to travel this part. Yeah. But how we really adapt to change, which is make a difference. So hashtag adapt to change is very, very important. How we adapt to change and how we each one of us are going to adapt to the new normal is going to make a big difference to us emerging stronger, if not only better, in the new normal. So with that, that's the last one I have. I want to, we've reached the complete end of the race. We've emerged as a winner. The best days will certainly be back to each one of you. It will be a moment for each one of you to celebrate once you complete your graduation. Economies will emerge. The Indian economy will be far more stronger. There will be more opportunities for each one of you. So don't be hassled by what is currently happening, currently in this current scenario that's happening, because there is the best is yet to come. Yeah, there will be better days ahead, and there will be stronger days ahead, and there will be better opportunities ahead. I spoke to you about what the government is doing to bring in foreign institutional investors into the country, what the government is doing to invest into infrastructure. So what does that mean? More manufacturing, more business, more companies to come in, more jobs and more employment. So I think with that, I want to just close saying that all the best to each one of you. It's a start, but it's a great start. And I think better days will be there for each one of you as you go through the next 2 years or 3 years of your program. And I'm sure that once you complete your program, there will be better and more opportunities that will come by. And you will emerge. And as you step into the corporate arena, I hope that you take some thoughts of today's discussion, which is on your first day. You carry forward some of these thoughts and take them forward as you reach your campus placement round, and you're going to sign up on the company that you're going to join. So with that, thank you very much and all the very best. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
thanks a ton, Collins. I think I'm sure it's been very inspirational for students. One, secondly, I think they've also understand what's the ground reality as of today, and what is the expectations that they should look forward to in the coming near future. So I think for them, they've got a very hands-on understanding of what the real world scenario out there is today, as of today, and what are the positive expectations that they can foresee if they follow the right path to ensure they learn the right skill sets and get employable.
Sure. Yeah. No, I think it's been a pleasure to interact with the entire team. I'm just trying to unshare so that I can.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
lovely. Now I can see each one of you better because I was seeing mainly my screen and just maybe two or three of you. So it's great to see you all back. Hi, guys. Anyway, cool. Great to see you all back again. I was just restricted to three or four faces, unfortunately, but now I can see all back and extremely happy. I hope you found this session of some use and you're able to take some of these thoughts together. I personally love taking pictures, and therefore you would have seen my presentation as is a little more visual. But that's because I believe every picture has a story to tell, and that's the game I played with each one of you towards the end. I hope I'm sure that each one of you, as you start your career, you all will have a nice, you will have a great, brilliant career ahead. I think VSP will give you a great opportunity to um, to make this to make a great career for each one of you. And but I think it's if while VSP will give you the opportunity, it's important for each one of you to make and to extract that opportunity. Yeah, and it's each one of yours responsibility to ensure that whatever you build for yourself is going to be for yourself and for you and for your future. So remember your institution, your college, your company that you work with, your colleagues may help you, but it's up to each one of you to actually invest in yourself. Yeah, and that's what I would like to leave with each one of you. Invest in yourself, make the most of it, and don't get hassled with what's happening right now, because I'm sure that by the time you finish your graduation, life will be back to normal much before that, I'm sure. But I'm saying there will be great opportunities that will be there for each one of you. I'm very also happy to see that there's a good amount of diversity, and I must congratulate you to see a lot of ladies in the program. So I'm very happy to see enthusiastic bunch of guys, and I wish you all the best. And should you have any questions, feel free to drop me a message, or you're happy to connect on LinkedIn. I do have a travel blog that I do, that I write about various places, of course not on LinkedIn, but on other social media platforms that I'm very passionate about travel. So I do a lot of travel in various places, and I write stories about each place. So that's about it. But thank you once again, and great to be with you, and hope to be with you in person sooner one day.
Absolutely, absolutely, Colin. We would, again, just to re-emphasize, we would love to have you on the campus once we reopen. I'm sure, as you rightly said, a lot of things on a face-to-face basis is very effective, and you get to understand people's expressions. You get a much more reactive audience when you're on a one-to-one basis with the students in the campus. And we would surely love to have you on the campus once we reopen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Colin. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Students,
you, guys.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, thank you very much, and have a great afternoon, brilliant lunch. And if that's the schedule, otherwise, if you have
Yeah,
another session, then maybe it's a
no, no,
later
I think they've had enough for the day, I'm sure. For the
Okay.
first day, it's been, I think they've had enough. And but I think, but I think you had two great sessions, students, and I think you have a few more to go in the coming few days, and absorb as much as you can. And that's what Colin said. There is a lot of stuff that needs to be unlearned from your earlier experiences. A lot of new stuff to learn, and let's imbibe those learnings. Yeah. All right. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thanks,
Have a
Colin.
great day.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.